Can we do our song that we've been practicing just now?
Yeah, of course. It's actually a brand new piece that we've been creating.
Pick the key. Show me the key first, please.
All right.
Poker face, poker face, poker face, poker face. But it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete. Poker face.
Don't need no credit card to ride this train.
You don't need no love in your life.
You're a little hole in the ground.
You're a rundown little boy, aren't you? And it seems that Jeremy's on the run this week on Cops Television Network Undergrads only.
Co-ed's edition.
Co-ed's dorm room showers. The show.
Hey, welcome back to a very special episode of Beyond the Pine. We've got a bunch of guests here today. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Who do we have here?
Stop from Jeremy. Then we'll do Sammy Joe.
Surprise intro, but here I am.
Sammy Joe.
Jarmy.
No,
Jarmy.
That's me, Jordan.
Jared.
And Mimi.
Yikes, really screwed up on the names there.
So guys, you're fired.
I want to say real quick that we had a very big revelation this morning.
And there was a...
Sorry, let me redo that. I want to say we had a very big revelation this morning.
My Christ.
Jeremy was recently talking about working at Chick-fil-A.
Oh, wow.
All right, and let's see Jamie's face light up.
Light up. There you go.
It's perfect.
I love Chick-fil-A.
Wait, you wanted to work at Chick-fil-A, or you did?
Good.
No,
Anyways.
All right.
So...
Let's cut everything.
No, we'll just leave it.
No, this is good.
Yeah,
this is good.
we're fine, Autumn.
I love that you started.
There's no time.
There's no time.
in the outlet.
It's not. It's barely.
Well, let's
Do y'all
just...
need
Thank you,
help?
Autumn.
Should I stand?
Should I
One of those
stand?
days, you
Should
know?
I stand and get...
It's okay. I think they're cutting this, so we don't have to.
One of the
pretend to be
worst
helpful.
mistakes you've ever made.
At all.
So we cleaned up Kib's mess. It took 25 minutes, and finally, we were able to resume the podcast.
It was a Saturday, and the night was moist.
Moist as a moist towelette.
And I knew I had to find him.
Where was he?
He'd been dead since '81.
Ouch, that must have hurt.
So anyway, back to the story about Chick-fil-A. When Jeremy was talking about how he had worked there, Mimi said, "Oh man, you probably watched a training video, didn't you?" And would you guys care to explain this, Mimi?
Yes. So the star of all of those lovely training videos for Chick-fil-A is my lovely person, James Allen McCune.
Wow.
That's how he got his start.
Since the morning began. I have, yes, been in the training videos, and now that now people who work there, if you work there, those are still on there.
He is Brad in the training video.
Hi,
Believe it or
my
not,
name's
guys,
Brad.
I was Jared from the Subway commercials. I was 392,000 pounds.
No, you just meant that you were a pervert.
Oh, sorry. I'm only a
392,000
pervert.
pounds, and you got fucking cracked for child porn.
Dude,
I can.
well,
I can
they
mouse.
didn't bust me. I just had to eat a bunch
Well, I
of
didn't
Subway.
bust.
Well, I didn't bust.
So fuck it. This is a very, very special episode because
So fucked.
the season's wrapped. The season's wrapped, everybody. Yay!
Merry Christmas,
Mr. President.
Yeah, finally, after a lot of time and a lot of rearranging a lot of certain plot points,
Sorry, I'm covered in vape juice.
finally over. Because I remember there was a certain point where I was like, we were going a certain way, and then James and Kib were both like, no, let's not do that, let's do this. And then everybody was like, oh, yeah.
And
then
I think it's a much better idea. It's a lot more meaningful to our characters, to us as people, and I think to the fans.
It gives us like a
this is
real
going to be
purpose.
a couple days after, so hopefully you guys all like it. We're recording this before it came out. Before
They all fucking hate it, and we're just like stoked. So, glad you guys enjoyed.
you didn't kill anybody.
Come on, kill Steve.
Yeah, we realized that it was more important to take it into, or back to realism, I guess, because that's where it all started. And there were really no good ways to make that paranormal thing culminate besides
Not just
this.
like a shitty YouTube video
Yeah.
type thing.
And by this time, our fourth wall video will be out as well. So hopefully that's gonna
Sorry, I was just trying to match your tone to the song.
So by this time It's a dong.
Jazz flung.
I really
It's a
hope that
dog.
Nobody can hear that at all, and you know, it doesn't make sense for anyone.
Oh, they absolutely can. For now.
For now, until I turn it down.
So I want to give a brief thank you to everybody who was involved in the season finale, and shout out to all the cast and crew. We had a big crew for this one.
Yeah, we did.
We had the same people that shot The Woods shoot this, and same audio people as well.
Naeem Munaf on camera. We got Maddie Whitehurst. Whitehurst?
Maddie Whitehurst.
Maddie Whitehurst
Bradley
on sound.
Tristfoot.
We had Tristan, and he's old.
Tristan, and he's old. Good for him.
Yeah, Rick Salazar, our second AD. I got the first base with him after the party. Vinny got the third base with him.
Vinny went all the way, home run, baby.
So a little thing that I don't think a lot of people will pick up from, because I don't think we have much behind the scenes footage of it. Jamie really had to play the bad guy for a lot of the night, and I feel like it's such a difference between who he is as a person and what he had to do in order to keep everybody on the same page during the shoot.
I admire that.
Very cool.
I love
like
set
that.
Jamie because
I hope I wasn't. Was I a bad
No,
guy?
dude.
no.
Absolutely not.
You were
You're
just
perfect.
you were the reason that we got everything done.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Like, because I would be ready to shoot, and I'd be like, all right, guys, everybody, listen up, and then you'd be like, quiet on set.
Yeah, literally. Let's do an impression. Everybody, quiet on set. Thank you. Sorry. Sorry.
Everybody, quiet on set, and thank you. Sorry.
The best part was how almost any time you said that, everyone would be quiet for 2 seconds, then someone would start whispering, and then you could hear the
crescendo.
going up.
I did it on purpose
And
one time. I was
always
like,
look at you, and you would just
and then it just went up so
everybody,
loud.
please.
Yeah, no. First AD, like the job is basically to get everyone to focus and to get fucking quiet so James could think. So like,
Use the microphone
into
the
is that better?
There you go.
This is
That's
how.
perfect. Yeah,
Okay, I
sounds
didn't
great.
know if it was reading. Okay, yes.
Sounds great.
Was that your first time
Sounds
ADing?
great.
No, that was actually no, because on the Woods that was my first time. 'Cause
Right.
Me and Ricky would trade off ADing
You wanna
on
take it
the
off?
Woods, so that was my first
Sorry,
time
did you
like
wanna handle
solely
it?
being the first AD and nothing else. Except, well, I guess I acted and
You did.
production coordinator.
And then that was your first time doing a big directorial piece like this, right?
Yeah, definitely.
How'd you feel about it?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, that's my thing. I love directing it, and especially working with people who you know how they are, you know how they act, and you know like what, especially like a story that you're so connected to and stuff. It's definitely different than like if somebody gave me a script and they were like, direct this, because then I'd be like, oh fuck, I need like a month to like get familiar with
Know
it
what
and
you
like
want from the
exactly.
script, yeah.
And but I mean, I also wrote the script and we all like brainstormed everything about how we want to do it and how we want our characters to end. So it was definitely less taxing in that sense, but working with a party where there's actual real alcohol at the party and everyone is actually drinking and stuff, and your boy included. It was fun. It was really fun. Like I love working with all you guys, and like with Naeem as camera, as DP, like
Yeah, he's
that's
awesome.
amazing. Like I love. It made me feel better having Naeem there because I'm like, I know that he just gets like what I'm trying to put out
The
there. Like
cinematic,
like
he
that.
can
There was
convey
that one shot where like all the guests arrive at the door and stuff, and like he knew exactly what I wanted, and he was like trying to set up the shot, and he was even like, yeah, no, I know exactly what you want. I don't think this is gonna be quite it. And then like we rearranged it, and it like was perfect. So
You need that like number two. Like
Yeah.
he's not only just a camera op, like he has that cinematic
Yeah,
vision
absolutely.
and an opinion on every
I
shot.
have
too,
to
which is good.
say though, I'm sort of pissed at Naeem.
oh, I know why.
I'm sort of pissed because
Because Alyssa left you for him.
Alyssa left me. Well, not only that's not really the most important part. The most important part is
You guys think?
he beat me at chess.
Oh wow,
came
yeah.
here-
What the fuck?
He
I was
came here
nervous
and
for a
he-
second. We were actually mad at Naeem.
He whooped the fuck out of me. He legitimately destroyed me at chess.
Yeah. But
Naeem
on another
and me
note,
are the only ones that have ever beat Steve.
and Jeremy just did.
You just beat Steve too?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Dude, I'm next, and you've never beat Steve.
I've beat Steve several times. Every time.
I'm on such a losing streak right now. It's insane.
I was this close to destroying Naeem, but I let my love
Ego
get in
get
the
the
way.
best of you.
No, my love.
I wonder if any of us will ever beat Steve.
No, yeah, Jeremy's beaten me.
I
Naeem's
wonder
beaten me.
if anyone will ever beat Steve.
No, Jeremy's
I've-
beaten
Out of
me.
all of our
Now
group of
every
people,
match, I always
Naeem
draw with
included,
you. We draw every match now.
Every match?
Oh no, I won the last one.
You drew one match.
remember that one.
You drew only one
No,
match.
twice.
You drew twice?
The day I lose to either you or Kib is the day that I think I give the reins of this company to Autumn.
All right. I'll take the company.
And then Autumn just does something with Funhouse and destroys us.
Autumn, what would you do if you were made president of Sugar Pine 7?
I don't know. I don't think that would go well at all.
What's your first move as a
Wait, I'm
businesswoman?
not thinking that this is very good for audio.
Very good. What's your first move as a businesswoman for Sugar Point 7?
Weekly meetings.
Yeah, what's the first thing? Okay, besides weekly meetings.
A normal schedule.
She'd have a normal schedule.
God, this is actually sounding like a good idea.
Yeah.
This might be a really good idea.
No, guys, this is terrible. No.
I think we should give this a try. We'd actually be 9 to 5.
Oh, this next year,
everyone would get paid a normal wage.
The whole company at all times.
Oh, we'd have benefits maybe.
We're gonna have weekly meetings.
We'd have benefits. She would get us benefits.
She just out of her pocket.
There'd be an orgy closet.
An orgy closet.
Fuck yeah, there should be an orgy closet. Just Autumn.
Just Autumn.
In there, just
DJing.
Her and her clones.
Autumn just butt naked in the closet, just
DJing. Still.
I'm shitting, guys.
I didn't realize that Couch Hop showed up to that shoot drunk.
They didn't.
They were previously drunk.
Dude, they
beforehand.
didn't. They weren't. What happened was when I opened the door to get the shot of them, Asher actually took a massive gulp of that bourbon.
Wow.
Like a mouthful, not just like a shot, like a mouthful of bourbon. And then
he was out of it.
And he was fucked
Dude,
after that.
when we were getting the reactions of them to Steve's speech and Trevor, I couldn't look. I had to look away. That was the first time I've had to look away.
What was he doing?
He was just
really just like, it was supposed to be serious, right? And I'm like, you're serious. He's telling you something good. And he's just like,
and then he just, and I was like seeing it on the monitor, and I was like, God.
Dude, kudos to Trevor for losing so much weight, though.
yeah, wow.
Yeah, he's
I
crushed
really
it.
noticed that last night too.
That's what
Specifically
it
last
was.
night.
It was really hard to move around Brett in the kitchen.
Yeah, because Brett's gained a lot of weight in age.
He takes
Wait, in age.
he just takes up such a great amount of space purely because of muscle.
fucking
Yeah, he's
massive,
muscular, dude. I would want him on my side
I'd
in
want
any
him
fight.
in my ass, you know, if I had to choose.
Like if I was fighting somebody miles away, I would call Brett and say, "I'll wait."
Oh yeah. I'll wait. No, we're doing this right now, bitch. I'm about to punch you.
No, my big friend is coming. He looks like a wolf.
All right, well, let's take a seat and we'll wait then.
How are you?
What
alright.
dictates a season? Do you have like a
Thank you so much.
like an amount of time or like a certain number of episodes or like?
That's the best part about this is that nothing really dictates how we see a season ending.
Yeah.
If we wanted to extend it, we would have extended it like whenever we wanted. But we decided this was the right time to end it.
Yeah, originally our first storyline that we had planned for the finale, it was a bit more sinister. And
Yeah.
and it's more similar in the tone of the season 1 finale, but you know, after and having that set in like Christmas time would have been really, really cool. But we decided against that, which is definitely for the better.
Do we ever plan on talking about or doing what we were originally going to do for anything? Do you think?
Maybe.
I think so down the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not
This is
going to
like
give you guys details on that story because I think we definitely just put it on the shelf for now. Because it is a good story. I think just we need more time for
We need
that.
to massage it a bit
Yeah.
and then use it at the right
Because
spot.
it
whereas
was going to be pretty fun.
Yeah.
But it just had nothing to do with the paranormal
yeah.
side.
It would have
of it.
been too much of like all of a sudden switch into something else and like not really closing the
It
first
just
thing
didn't
too
matter
much.
right now.
It didn't
I
matter
think,
right now,
with
yeah.
our arc, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think everyone's kind of in a different headspace too for that. Like it's been really cool kind of talking to you guys about emotionally where you are in real life, and I think that really informs creatively what you're
Yeah.
interested in.
Yeah, you know, there are a lot of things that people actually picked up on that I didn't think they would.
Like what?
Well, I don't know if I want to. I guess the billboard or the sign out front.
Well, they did
you
pick
know?
up on that?
Yeah,
I think
I've
you
seen
did
some
say that.
comments about that.
That's really good.
Very
Yeah.
good.
That's the type of like symbolism and like more like subtle things that I think we need to be adding into the show more.
Yeah.
That are gonna like give it like that subtext that it needs to be something more than just like the series that we're doing,
And
which
that
I think
really
is great. But
plays
like,
to how observant you guys are.
yeah.
I mean, I guess to put it,
Pandering.
to just put
And
it
how
out in the open.
attractive all of you are.
Well,
Unattractive.
Smart.
And smart.
How
and-
generous you are with all your money.
Wow.
Only
buy
to
some
Jamie.
merch. Buy some
Our
merch.
PayPals on a regular interval.
Yeah, I like it's amazing to see how invested you guys are in our show and our characters and how because it definitely started as like friends hanging out and trying to figure out what to do. You can,
I was gonna say you're sick.
I'm not.
I don't want to. I don't want to risk it.
Okay. It's just amazing that like you've grown with us developing this show. It's like it's one of those things where there aren't too many times where a show and the people creating it have the opportunity to instantly take criticism and grow from that and make it into something that's different but still has that same like heart of it. And for you guys to be there with us and supporting us the whole way, it's like amazing. It's what keeps us going. Definitely.
Absolutely, it does. What was I going to talk about? Oh, it was related to. Fuck it. What do you guys want to talk
What's the
about?
song, dude?
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers.
Definitely the best slasher.
Myers.
Easily the best slasher.
What do you guys all think about T.J. Miller?
What happened to TJ Miller?
I think if you beat up your Uber driver, nothing's a surprise after that.
Oh, wow.
Let's just say that.
He fucking
Jeremy
beat
Zinger.
up his Uber driver?
happened
Well, that happened a while ago,
around
but
Christmas
there
time.
was a sexual abuse allegation.
With TJ Miller?
I'm not surprised. That sucks, though. I loved him.
Dude, it's such a bummer because that was one of the few people I've ever actually seen do stand-up, and it was in Wisconsin.
You've seen him live?
Yeah,
I saw
him
Louis
live.
C.K.
He's
live.
so funny.
He's so good. Oh, yeah.
I saw Louis C.K. live.
Do you guys think that
I saw Louis C.K.
super
live.
talented, they're more likely to be excused for things like that?
No, I think he has a...
Especially not now.
Hopefully not anymore.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse in any way, but it seems like all these problems that he's causing are when he's under the influence. Like, because everything that he did with that girl, he was drunk. They had been drinking. At least that was part of her story. The Uber driver thing, he was drunk. It's absolutely not an excuse by any means.
But it almost it adds another layer over it, like another wall, so you can be like, oh, I have to deal with my alcoholism.
I mean, that's the Shay
Instead
Carl
of just
approach,
being like,
right?
oh, I'm a shitty person. It's like, oh, I'm just an alcoholic.
What happened with Shay Carl?
Shay Carl was messaging this online, this webcam girl.
This online witch cast spells.
And
he was hiring her to cast a spell on the president.
And she eventually said something about his kids, but like, oh, your kids are so cute. And he was like, never talk about my kids, you fucking whore, or something.
Wow,
he just really took a left turn there, and she just exposed all the texts, and some of them were really gross.
Yeah,
really fucking gross.
Really fucking gross.
I want you to impale me and then regenerate.
And his
peg me until you die.
And he's like from another planet, doesn't know how sex works.
His response was, sorry, I have to deal with my alcoholism.
That's it?
Yeah, you also have to deal with your just shitty person brain too.
Yeah.
Though that's
I think alcohol tends to bring out, in my experience at least, it brings out who someone really is.
Yeah.
So in that
I
case,
don't always agree with that though.
It's not always the case, but I think in general,
I just hate when people
it seems
use
to be the case. And I think in that case, it's like if that's who you really are, and the alcohol is really magnifying you. Yeah, you do have to work on that, not getting drunk and losing all your impulses, but you got to go deeper and be like, work on who you really are.
Yeah, I think it's like a mix between showing who you really are and also
in that moment.
In the moment, your impulses that aren't necessarily how you are as a person, but just what's easier, and like you have less of a voice in your head saying don't do that.
Well, it's also like it's a lazy excuse just to be like, oh, I was just drunk, and it's like that. No,
it's like with any mental illness, it's like it's not an excuse. You still have to deal with that, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I wanted to mention briefly, people were questioning this one part of the plot with Kib and I moving in together. They weren't sure if it was real. It absolutely was.
It was real.
And Kib changing like sort of last minute was also part of it. And that got worked into the story too. And this is to tie in Sammy Jo to this conversation because I feel bad that she hasn't said anything yet. How do you guys like your new place?
We love it.
It's so great.
Yeah?
Holy shit.
What's it like?
It's just like lovely. It's beautiful.
It's really empty right now.
Empty.
We're working on it.
Sad.
Do you guys need any furniture? You can have my desk.
Really? Can I actually have it?
Yeah.
I literally need a computer desk.
If you come pick it up.
Is it big?
Absolutely.
It's kind of big. It's about half the size of this, I'd say.
It won't fit in any of our things, but maybe we can hire those guys to grab it.
Do you guys want a dresser?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Let's turn this podcast into give Kips and Sammy Jo things.
Hey guys, you want to give us some of your furniture?
Sammy Jo.
We got a strainer from you guys. Thanks.
I don't have any furniture to give, but if I did, I would offer it. I just want you to know.
Kib told me that one of the other places you guys were looking at might have been haunted.
Yeah, holy
That
fuck.
was
What? How?
weird.
Tell us that story.
It was the nice. We should like pull up pictures to show like the nicest place.
I love haunted
They're
shit.
right here.
They're right here, maybe.
They'll be
potentially
here.
not.
Yeah. It was
Do you
so
want
nice.
to say the story? Because I feel like any story I ever say just ends up being anticlimactic.
Okay, I don't want to ruin it. That's a lot of pressure. It was really nice. We go to check it out. It was like Sweet Life of Zach and Cody type of apartment.
It was like
building.
in
it looked
like
an
a mansion.
Old
Oh, that's
hotel.
awesome.
Put into like
I love those type of apartment
into an
buildings.
apartment. It was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, so we go at night, which probably didn't help. And it was in Brentwood, a nice area. And then we go in this place. It's so beautiful. And we were getting really excited. And we're trying to look for like faults. Like, why is this place affordable?
Because how much was it? Like
10.
Maybe
10,000 a month.
25,
20,
26.
25, 2,600 a month. Like that's still a
Which
fuck
is
ton
a
of money.
lot.
Don't like think that they took that for granted. But like
But it was so nice.
it was like this has to be like a 4, 5,
how did you
6,000.
find out that it was
it
haunted?
looked like it would be.
Get to the haunted. We had
There's
weird
no
vibes.
proof. It was the vibes.
Just
like
tell us after the
everything
podcast.
switched in a second. Like we're like, this is really cool, and all of a sudden we're sitting down in the living room and we're like, okay, this is weird. Can we leave?
Like what
I
ki-
said I would be scared to like be there by myself.
It like creeped in,
but you had the same feeling at
from
the
the
same
beginning.
time.
Walking in from the beginning, we had felt like, oh, this is cool, but also doesn't really feel like home. That was the first feeling. Then that
Yeah.
feeling transitioned into like feeling a little uncomfortable in there. Then by the time we were about to leave, we're sitting on the couch and I was trying to imagine living there. And I was like, what do you think? She was like, I don't know, there's just something off about this place. And I was like, I feel that too. What the fuck? And
It
then we
really
immediately then it was just like a
escalated.
wave of like bad, evil, bad.
Oh, we thought we were
have
gonna
to get
die.
the fuck out of there. Yeah, we're like, let's get the fuck out of here. We're like, let's get the fuck out of here.
You said either someone already died here
Easily.
or we were going to die.
Or we were going to. I feel like I could have died there. Yeah.
Imagine if you guys found out that that place was known as the child murder house.
Well, also,
it wouldn't affect us at all.
Only children
didn't affect us at all.
there.
no one was there to show it. Like, we went and got the key by ourselves.
Yeah.
So it was at night and we're alone. So we're trying to, like, get the vibe. And, what...
And it was already furnished too with like really nice shit. So it was like
it
an
came
empty
furnished.
mansion.
Like old
That
stuff
doesn't
or
happen.
like
not even
modern,
just like really modern, expensive.
This is
mansion-y
definitely
type
like
shit.
the beginning of any movie that says
Seriously,
inspired by true
it was like a
events.
horror movie.
I took a bunch of pictures and like a video walk through the whole place, and once we left, I deleted everything.
even look
deleted
at them.
my
We're like,
recently
we're gonna see
deleted.
a
I didn't want to
fucking
see it. We were going to die. And then it was the next day that all the Brentwood fires happened on that street, and I said, I swear to God, if that place burns down,
Was it Barrington?
it was off of it was Sunset in Barrington.
Sunset in Barrington.
My God.
And anyways, now I have
That
a
might have
demon
been.
connected
You know
to
what?
me.
You know what? Instead of the hauntedness, it might not have been haunted, but it definitely could have been that vibe of like
Energy.
something's going to be bad happening here, and
Or
then those fires happen.
something bad happened there. Someone could have died there. I had to sign one at my old place with Jay. We had to sign a form because someone died in our apartment.
Whoa.
Oh, no.
You know what? Maybe the place was fine.
Maybe you brought it
Yo,
with you.
let's move.
It's you, not the place.
It's me.
You just farted a bunch, so there was bad vibes.
What is that vibe? Whoa.
The new place has good vibes.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Well, I'm glad you guys found a place.
Thanks, man. It would have been fun though. We were like, aw.
No, yeah, it would have. Oh my God, this is the exact conversation from the season. You know what? Maybe it would have sucked.
Yeah. Really? Why?
I am a little glad because I was worried for my dogs a little bit that they would get out.
That's so funny how worried you were about your dogs when I've raised dogs, tens of thousands of dogs. Tens of thousands of them.
That's all he does.
Tens of thousands of dogs.
You've got like hundreds a day that
He
you're
was
in and
all
out, in
escaped.
and out.
So genuinely worried that I would let Littlefoot or Woody out that he was kind of relieved when I said I wasn't
I would
able
trust
to-
Kib watching Vinny.
Yeah, no, I would definitely
I've
trust.
trained
You've
dogs.
literally watched my dogs in the past.
I have, literally.
It's just the day to day where it's just like sometimes since you haven't had the dogs.
I've never
you know,
let a dog escape my grasp.
My grass.
I've wanted to do this bit for a little while now. I think I texted you it, where and it's so stupid. It's the dumbest thing. I texted you when I was watching Shape of Water, and it was about we inherit this factory.
We inherit a factory.
So we inherit just this broken down factory. We don't know what it was or what the point of it was. We're like, let's turn it into a dog reserve. Let's just bring a bunch of dogs in, get a nice breeding colony
down
going.
with that.
And suddenly
breeding colony.
we realized that the factory used to be an old chocolate factory. All the dogs die. Every single dog just dies.
And our mistake, it was a breeding place for dogs, but I was the only one breeding with the dogs. It was me. It was me and the dogs, and then they're all
Little
dead.
hermaphrodite versions of Kib and a dog. They all have hysterectomies.
They vape.
So Mimi and Jamie have to leave a little early today because Jamie's flying out to Georgia. That's a Boston accent.
Jamie, you've been to Georgia so much in the past month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Been a lot of. I mean, yeah. Been a lot of. Yeah. It's just the holidays and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm an old Georgia boy, so I have to go back a whole bunch. Not have to. I want to. I like it. It's home.
You have to.
But
Have to, doesn't want to.
it's getting harder as time goes on, just because this is home now.
And because it costs so much money.
Yeah. I do love the South, but this is the first time that it's like kind of getting difficult to go home. I don't know if that's just like a getting older thing, but
Yeah.
I mean, also, flying during Christmas season is the worst experience that anyone has ever had.
Oh, yeah.
I've never done that.
Especially if you fly through O'Hare Airport in
Chicago, yeah.
Chicago.
it's beautiful though.
I have
got that
a-
bitchin' like rainbow thing.
Yeah.
See,
I think I have a one-stop flight to Boston. I think I'm stopping in like fucking Florida or something.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
That's a terrible experience. We also have to fly to Australia soon.
You guys do.
February or January 30th
I'm going to.
for RTX Sydney.
Damn it.
Before we go into anything else, also I want to talk about those cards in a bit.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's fun. This is Mimi's first season with us. First full season.
Yeah,
that is.
wow.
Survived.
When did you officially join up?
Someone was trying to unload
I think
that
you guys
place
brought
for
me
sure.
on
Fuck up, Jimmy.
in August.
talking about ghosts.
Was it? I think you guys brought me on in August, right?
And we haven't killed you yet.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
Yet.
So when was our finale? Our season 1 finale?
It was today's Tuesday, so it was last week sometime. I forget.
Season 1 finale.
Oh, season 1 finale,
That
April.
was in like July.
April.
It was either April. It was April.
No. We started in March, dude.
Yeah.
It was then.
It was definitely like June or July.
July.
Yeah, because we
April it
July?
is.
it was definitely like July. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, because we can go by there.
So
when we met.
Yeah. I think Mimi started out, and I mean it's still kind of the same thing. Originally as like a scheduler in a way. How would you describe it?
I think it was more of like an assistant
type job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's grown into a producer type role as well.
And cast member.
Yeah. I just want to know what your experience is trying to get through to me.
Well, I would equate this job to attending a 9-year-old's birthday party every day.
Oh yeah, Gerald.
My worst.
We're all the 9-year-olds.
I realized that I never respond to anybody on my phone ever.
I love that about you.
It's my worst habit. And I was like, I need an assistant. I already have too much. I need help. And I realized that you also have to respond to your assistant.
Yeah.
Because that's really how you get anything done.
And you also haven't grown at all, because last night I was texting you asking questions about what I should shoot, and then Autumn texted her a group message, and you instantly responded to her. And I was like, hey, Steve,
easy.
respond to me.
Yeah,
and you were like, and then he was literally just like, yeah, dude, sorry, I just don't know.
Say that, I don't know.
Yeah.
I will
at least
call you
I'll
out
figure
every
it
single
out.
time. I'm like, hey, respond to your texts, dude.
Also, I was in the middle of doing an interview.
Oh, with what? Star Wars?
And
oh, sorry, that was James and I.
When was that interview scheduled originally?
Never going to come out.
Didn't make
Mimi
it.
originally brought the interview to my attention how long ago?
A week and a half
ago. And it only took me how long to get to it? A
week and a half ago.
Very good, dude.
Was it an interview that they needed my answers in a timely manner? Absolutely. Did I get them to them that way? No.
But it got done. And the thing is everything does get done. It just gets done on a completely different timeline than I would like it to get done. But I think I'm just kind of the pusher in the office. I'm like, hey.
The AD perhaps.
Do stuff.
And you're absolutely extremely valuable, and we need that. And you've helped us
thank
get
you.
on track, like in many different ways, like scheduling, having those 2 calendars up there, like encouraging us to do the meetings, and Autumn as well, like to have those weekly meetings where we're discussing what stories we're going to do, and also like upload schedules and shit like that. And like,
does it ever actually make us upload on time or on a schedule?
I'd say half of the time.
Half the time.
I think it's definitely like what we'll do is we'll plan out Monday through Friday or Saturday, and the first couple days we're right on schedule, and then Wednesday we get tired.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
And then everything that we plan just falls through.
And they're like, oh, we'll just push that 8 weeks.
You're like, okay, we're going to do these 3 videos in one day then, and then we can just catch up.
chess for 18 hours. And
Truly, we play so much
I'll play
chess.
COD, and then we all just vape and get tired.
Who wants to play me
bad.
in chess after this?
I would love to.
Beautiful.
It's so interesting to me. I think we've talked about this before. I don't remember if we talked about it on the podcast, but what fascinates me the most about y'all and just YouTubers in general, I'm just floored by this community, because really these are people, y'all and anyone who gets success on YouTube, they're kind of like accidentally successful in a lot of ways, and you're kind of thrust into a business position without your consent a lot of the time. And so it's interesting to see how
It's business rape.
yeah, they TJ Millered us.
you have to adapt, and it's not something that you kind of prepared yourself for initially to become businessmen. It was just kind of like, well, let's make creative stuff, and it's all of a sudden a business position. So
Yeah, the good news is I've been dabbling in it, off and on for the past, 5 years doing YouTube.
same.
So hints of what it's going to be like. But then when you actually get an office, your own office, I mean, it's a lot different than SourceFed, because I don't know how to run a business. And it's just something you have to learn along the way. You have to pick it up.
It's nicer than doing it at home, though. I love knowing that we go to the office, we're here from X till done, and then doing shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and I think that you're doing a great job, because I've seen you grow so much as just my friend.
Barely.
No, honestly,
Barely, dude.
and all of you guys, like everyone here, I definitely have seen grow so much. Like whether it's creatively, like business wise, like learning more about how to actually run a business, and just like being more responsible in life. Like having the office definitely makes you like, okay, so I work here. It's not just like, oh, we'll shoot
Yeah, it
wherever we
feels more
plan
like
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Work as well as it's still
I have
amazing.
absolutely gotten worse at texting, though.
Yeah, you have.
Oh,
I don't know
only
about
worse.
worse, just maybe just not better.
now that we've had this conversation, that shit ain't gonna fly next year. Now that we know that you're aware of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I'm going to be honest with you guys. No, there's a good chance that it still will happen.
We're gonna crack a whip, boy.
Please do.
I'm just gonna FaceTime call you
If you
over and over again, so it's so loud.
I'll be on you.
Good.
But it's all out of love. It's all-
No, and it definitely helps too, because I think Mimi texted me like 3 times in a row about the Bleeding Cool interview, and finally I was just like, you know what? I have a laptop in front of me. Let's do this. And then I finally got it done.
Yeah, if she hadn't texted you 2 more times, you probably wouldn't have done it.
Probably not.
So
Genuinely, yeah.
That's why we need Mimi.
Absolutely.
Because I'll start to crack a whip, but then I'll get tired before I even do anything. So it's like
Steve.
yeah.
Yeah, literally, because Steve will be having his headphones on, he can't hear anything. Hey, Steve.
Well, for the rest of the office, it's Wednesday. For you, it's noon. It's like,
to be fair, there's a ton on your shoulders and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I have so much respect for how you kind of balance this whole thing.
Thanks, man.
And
I do not put enough effort into my personal life. Like going to the DMV or some shit or doing stuff like that absolutely just takes a back seat. Like I have hospital bills I still have to pay.
I'm definitely like that too, though. Like I've gotten kind of better with that, like as far as knowing what I have, like what responsibilities that matter that I have to do on my own. But also it's like those things sometimes
they get overshadowed.
They get overshadowed. My procrastination affects those things more than like
Easily
the business, which is good. That that you get one area down, and then you start working on the other one, and the other one suffers.
I don't think there's no way to do everything perfectly. You have to slack in certain areas to make sure other things are done at 100%.
I mean, that's why I could never have a successful channel when I was working at SourceFed, and that's why SourceFed probably wasn't as successful, is because I mean, I'm not going to base it all on me, but it goes for everybody there. Everybody had their own personal projects, and everybody was also working at SourceFed. So it's like you can never, if you have two projects, you can't focus on both of those.
What do you feel like is the biggest failing for a YouTuber? Like what makes people fall apart more often than
the motivation, in my opinion.
Motivation and
like self-motivation.
Inability to adapt to changing times.
Yeah, easily.
That's the biggest one because you see these people who were million-plus subscriber channels who were getting 500,000 views a video. Suddenly, that's not what people want to watch anymore, and they can't change.
Flips.
They
the
have the
algorithm
personality
changes, what people
to make
want
something
to
else
see.
that's interesting, but they don't because they're stuck in a comfort zone. And I think for a while I worried that's what this office was going to do to us, and I think in some ways it has.
Yeah.
But for better or worse, we've powered through, and we shoot outside the office still.
I want to say less of a comfort zone, more of a, like, we've gotten used to the same, like, it's not as fresh for us anymore. Like, when we were making these videos, everything was so funny to us. Going and doing something cool was so cool because, like, that'll make great footage. Now, like, we won't because it's too far. You know, blah, blah, blah. Like, so we're just kind of like, which is maybe comfort zone, but still it's not as exciting. So it makes us want to do that less.
But I do think that we are, like, we're now aware of all that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's not just like something that's happening and we realize it like a month later when maybe the views start going down or something.
No, we kick our own butts for it, for sure.
We're aware of it, and like I think that we are starting to, or at least on our way to a bit to like adapting to it and starting to get used to the like changes of it, you know.
It's all about keeping the excitement. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no. And having like a comfort zone or even like an office or just an area of like a base is a good scaffolding for like to grow a business. If you actually want to have a business, it's like it can be 3 or 4 people like just doing whatever, and that works as long as it's 3 or 4 people. But like if you want to grow and be like a production company, it's like you need that comfort zone to a certain extent.
Which is crazy.
And it'll be good for you guys like once it's bigger because you will have a bunch of support staff to like do all the menial shit, and you guys can go do like creative stuff and like, you know.
That'll be nice. Yeah, it's always the biggest issue basing all these videos off of the narration, I think. I think that's where we really get behind.
That's hard, yeah, because that definitely like because it always has to come back to you.
And if I'm going through a like demotivated phase, which is definitely the past month and a half for me, it's just stuff doesn't come out as quickly. And I think the biggest issue is when I'm working demotivated, I'm like unable to really see anything good. Like
I hear you.
I'm just absolutely worried about the content at all times, and that worry leads into procrastination, which leads into us not getting as many views, which leads into more money problems, which leads into more personal life problems, which in turn makes me more frustrated. So you get in a rut, but then eventually you get out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you're using that too creatively, which is
exactly
super valuable.
That's been really helpful, I think.
Yeah.
I think that change too, and that adaptation
Of the change in plot.
Yeah, like taking like we were like that big talk that we had the other day.
Yeah,
like
that was so.
It was one of those things where it's like, wow, there is all of this going on that is directly affecting us creatively and the company. Like, let's use that in the plot. Then that's actually a way to like deal with it and address those issues.
Yeah, it's helped. I think so. Like, because it's just like. It almost nullifies them a bit, makes them less severe because you're using it, and then it's content, and then it's less real. Then
and it like not forces in a bad way, but it kind of forces that communication amongst us all to like be aware of all those things that we're all going through.
Getting in front of a mirror and just talking about what your issues are.
Yeah, or
it's like putting on a puppet show.
Yeah, and that's really what therapy is just kind of like just saying your problems out loud and working through them as you say them. That's always, I think, really healthy, and I think you guys are, you're becoming better storytellers through your personal strife that you're working through too.
And I think
You write about what you know about, right?
With all of like our issues too that like stress us out on a day-to-day, like none of our issues are unsolvable. That's the great thing. It really just comes down to mood, opinion, blah, 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 blah. Like nothing we have that's an issue in any of our lives is unsolvable.
Not necessarily, but I know what you mean.
Generally.
Yeah, generally.
Absolutely.
Well, and I initially brought this up to, I think I was talking to you guys and Kid. Yeah, when we were like first had this conversation about like bringing it back to the realism of the stories and stuff, because like that's what initially made Sugar Pine 7 so awesome, was like SourceFed was ending and it was like this actually really sad like thing, and the videos that you made about that were like what initially really captivated people. And I think like working those storylines into everyday life and like being honest with you guys about them and being honest about like what we're going through is really, really powerful. And like people,
well, that's what people originally watched for. Like we had all these directions in life, like you said, SourceFed ending, Steve trying to like compensate, but what is he gonna do? And then, wow, this could be a business. Then get in the office, oh, this is a business. Being with Rooster Teeth, and then we got to a stale point where there was no direction. We were just making videos about. Then we started writing more because we had to fill that gap of what was really happening in the real world that we couldn't film, that we were able to film previously. And now I think with upcoming things, we've got cool direction.
I was reading this critical tweet. It wasn't about us, but it was saying that, and I think it was from a YouTuber. They tweeted that YouTubers shouldn't share their lives on a consistent basis because I don't remember the reason, but it got me thinking, like, is our content, when we share our lives so much, does that affect us negatively?
Absolutely, yeah. Mentally, for sure.
It can. I think it can.
Jamie and I talked about that.
I think it's one of those things where if you look at like the traditional vloggers, like that are actually just straight up vlogging, they're not characters, they're not making a show, right? That's like, I always have to be on. I always have to like have my camera face on for people, even in public when I'm not filming. Like all these people, because they think that who I am in the vlog is exactly what that is. Yeah. So you can lose yourself in that. And I think that happens a lot with people. But like with us, we've already established this pseudo-fictional show, right? So even the real life problems that we're addressing, it's still in a way behind the crux of a character.
Yeah.
But it gives us like
inspiration, right? Yeah.
It's an inspiration, and it also gives us the ability to like cathartically address these issues as a character. I don't think in our case it is as negative in like some other cases.
So do you think that crux is like a barrier for sadness in a way? Like it prevents us from being that vlogger who films everything and has to be on for it?
Well,
yeah, absolutely.
Vloggers are playing characters. If you watch, like, you know, Jake and Logan Paul, they have this fucking switch they flick when the camera turns on where it's like, what's up? You know, and they're huge personalities. That's not how they are one-on-one, guaranteed, you know? And so I think the heart of Sugar Pine is the kind of mockery of that lifestyle. But you guys are doing it in a way that's so much more honest than I think a lot of vloggers are being when they try to comment on that sort of things. That's the thing that I loved about it.
I think that's the thing that is so like powerful for us is like Jake and Logan Paul, for example, like they're vloggers, but they have to convince their audience that they're actually this person, and like in reality they're not at all. So it's like
literally fake.
That probably wears on you so much. Whereas like we present characters that our audience knows we're not actually.
Yeah, that are characters, but that are based off us as people.
Yeah.
It's more like a comedy show, and they know it's a show.
Casey.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, has vlogging affected your life when you have to go out in public and you have to like be an on-camera personality to people that you meet?
Yeah, a little bit, but you know the thing with me is I come from humble means, and I try not to let the fame get to me. That's a joke. I'm on a fucking yacht right now.
All right, thanks, Ben.
Bye, Casey.
Yeah.
Bye.
Wow, cool.
Wow, that was...
Dude, Casey Affleck?
Just pull your balls out and slap them on the table, Steve.
Steve just putting his 19-inch cock on the table right there.
He texts like a dad.
Yes, he does. That was so funny. Haha, dot.
I can't wait to get him in here.
That's gonna be fucking stupid.
I love it. I've never met him.
Now you can put featuring Casey Neistat on.
I watched him when it was like just becoming fucking huge, and like, his vlogs were like so amazing.
I've been watching his filmmaking videos and his like tips on filmmaking. I love it. It's like great shit. He's like one of the he was
a pioneer.
Yeah,
Truly.
but like I love the way like because one of the videos I watched was like he was talking about like a bunch of different aspects of filmmaking and what actually matters and what people think matters. He was talking about like gear, and he's like, if you have the right story to tell, it doesn't matter what gear you have. He was like showing all the cameras he used to use like when he first started and shit. And they're like simple, like less than like $200, $150 little cameras and stuff. And he's like, if you have the right story to tell, like any of these will work. And I'm just like, that's amazing, dude.
All the time he's like, you have a cell phone. He's like, you can literally film a movie, edit that movie, and put it out there. You know what I mean?
I feel like that was something that we talked about with the woods, because originally we wanted to get a red, but we had we used the C200 instead, and the key was the story that we wanted to tell.
Absolutely.
There's usability. Not to say that the C200 isn't an amazing camera, but yeah, I mean,
it's a $7,000 body, I think, right, or $6,000 just for the body.
$500.
And it's on.
That's for I think if you just get the bare bones body, it's like $6,000 or $7,000,
which is.
Yeah, there's movies at Sundance now that people shoot on iPhones.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually. Yeah.
There's specific.
Do they win awards?
Yeah, there are specific film festivals based on like iPhone shot films.
Well, there's also movies at like Sundance and stuff where they don't even advertise it. It's just like at the end, people will notice like this was shot on iPhone, and everyone's like, oh, we didn't even notice.
Does it look just as good as a movie?
I mean, for a low budget movie, yeah, because the new iPhones shoot on 4K and stuff. It doesn't even really matter anymore. As long as you got your lighting and composition and a good story, no one cares what you shoot on.
Yeah, the Florida project, I think, was shot on.
That was the guy who did Tangerine, which was also the one that he shot on Sean Baker. I think.
Shot on C200?
No, I think it's on iPhone.
iPhones.
Oh no, the Florida project with
Willem
Dafoe, definitely not.
I think his first movie was iPhones. That was Tangerine, yeah.
Tangerine.
They shot that here in LA on iPhone 5s with these little $200 lens attachments.
Yeah, I find myself when I want to tell a story, but I'm getting frustrated at finding the story, I find myself researching gear, because it's like, oh, if I just had this, like, if I was shooting on a Ursa Mini or something, it would look fucking beautiful, but like, it's all just distractions and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like,
it is, because I feel like when you have all those bells and whistles, it's to make up for the fact that you don't really have a story. Like if you look at a movie like Batman versus Superman, like that movie, if you strip away all the CGI and all the action, all the crazy effects, it's nothing. There's
like
no story there.
Jurassic Park or Jurassic World.
Shot on an iPhone.
Chris Pratt's iPhone.
I'm so that's gross, dude. That movie looked gross.
Took away the Jurassic Park nostalgia. It's like.
Yeah. I want to see the scene where Chris Pratt runs away through the smoke and stuff. Just
a 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That smoke.
What's it called, Steve?
It's called a pyroclastic flow, and he runs through a pyroclastic flow. If he doesn't survive, then it's a good movie. But he will survive.
He's Chris Pratt. You want him
and
dead?
Jessica Chastain is gonna be a villain. It's not
That's
Jessica
my boy.
Chastain.
Chris Pratt.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard is gonna be a villain. I know that for sure.
I wrote the script.
And on that note, I think we have to bounce to Georgia.
Love you guys.
Georgia.
Love you guys.
Wow, that ring is painful.
Bye, honeys.
It's all good. There are a lot of changes coming to the podcast pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
Well, not exactly soon, but I'd say within the next month and a half.
Soon
probably.
enough. Soon enough.
Very soon. Barely soon.
Barely soon.
Barely legal.
You'll at least see some differences in framing, I think, while we transition into a potentially a new set. Not only will there be a new set, and that's a little bit further down the line, but we have a lot of interesting guests. I didn't realize who I could actually reach out to, and then I started reaching out to people, and they're like, "Yeah, definitely." I mean, you saw one of them right there, who would potentially be
Casey. Nice tats.
Yeah, and then we have a
very hot one.
Wow, that's a spicy meatball.
Sean Evans.
Sean Evans.
It's Sean Evans.
He said, "Yeah," which was like, man,
I'm
all of these is just
stoked
nuts.
on that, Sean. So just know that.
And Sean, if you're on our show, you have to have us on yours. So also,
but we don't want to impose. We had a plan for Sean Evans. I don't know if he'll say
I
yes.
doubt he will, unless he is aghast.
Unless he, smokes cigarettes or something. But
oh yeah.
But the plan is like how he does on Hot Ones, where he has different sets of spicy wings with questions. We're gonna have varying levels of nicotine with like all the vapes that we have. So he's just.
And then we'll shuffle them around, so we won't know.
We'll make him only do the most powerful one every time.
Immediately he's on 12 milligrams on 80, and it's just.
Dude, that would actually like. If you were to take a fat rip of a 12 milligram on 80, like it would be one of those things where like your eyes are like involuntarily shut, and you're just like.
Trying not to throw up and trying not to break into the distant existence.
You would be like rolling in your head. You get the spins from that. You'd be like fucking
instantly start puking.
He would do the same to you on his show then when you guys go on. He starts out with the Megadeth sauce.
Oh my God, he would do the last dab on every single one, and he'd force us to do it at gunpoint.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. We put hot sauce in the vapes, and we need you to smoke it. Instantly dies.
Oh yeah, I think that would
curious about that.
be fucked.
Do you think if you put hot sauce in a vape, it would just, if it was like a normal hot sauce, it would taste good, but also if it was nicotine?
I don't know
I
if
think
your
it would,
lungs could handle it.
No, yeah, I think it would definitely fuck up because you would get like vaporized chemicals from chili, like and
like smoking mace.
Yeah, it would actually fuck you.
Yeah.
It would actually fuck you. You'd probably
try it at a certain point for a video.
No, fuck no, dude.
I'm down.
You could you might die from that shit. Like absolutely not.
That would like close up your airways and stuff.
Yeah, we can't even say that because if some idiot goes and does it now.
Well, now that you said that, we're not responsible for it.
Yeah, so if you idiots go do that, you're an idiot.
You're an arrogant.
You're arrogant.
Microwave. Dude, I watched.
Yeah,
that video.
what was that?
Who did that?
Yeah.
I didn't get the point of what he was trying to do.
So I guess like the point of his channel is that none of it is clickbait. So he'll like do really weird shit, but he'll actually do it. And they were like, cement your head in the microwave. So he did, and it like started crushing his head because it was
because
like,
it expands.
Yeah.
Fucking
dude,
dumbass.
Cement.
I don't know.
Idiot.
It's crushing my face.
Could he breathe?
No, he could. So he had like a breathing tube, and
it
got
closed
blocked up. Yeah, and so he like couldn't breathe, and then firefighters would come like chip his head out.
Weren't they very pissed?
Yeah.
They released like a state. Was this in Ireland?
It was in some.
In Ireland.
Thing.
Of course.
What is in Ireland?
But
actually in Ireland.
Hey, can you not do that for like entertainment purposes?
Hey, I got a great idea.
Could you not do that for any purposes, entertainment or not?
Listen to me for a second. I got a great idea. I'm going to put my head into what do you call those things there?
Into a hot box.
Into a little hot box. So we're going to put cement in there. And then we're just going to wait until it hardens on my head.
I don't think that's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
It's going to harden. It's going to harden on my head, and I'll hopefully.
Once it hardens, then
you guys want some Rohypnol?
We've completed. What?
What is it called? Rohypnol?
I thought you said Hitler.
Are you guys pro Hitler? I've always wanted to know.
Just a couple friends and we're hanging out again. Ooh, just a couple friends and we're hanging in the sun.
I can lighten.
Ooh, not a single worry 'cause we're hanging in the sun again. And you will never be alone as long as you're with me.
Where's the final note? There it is.
With me.
With
me.
With
me. It's not working. Got about that.